Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Classroom of the Elite Season 4 episode number 16 reaction, and this is the final episode of this season. Now in the previous episode we got to see a few things. First and foremost, we had the whole Ichinose confessing to like Ainokoji thing and like telling him about what's going on, and Ainokoji, like that whole section happened. There was a whole Ruin and what was his name? Hosen thing, where Ruin was able to defeat Hosen by kind of jumping him, kind of with a lot of other people, and he was like, "Yeah, this is just survival of the fittest. This is not a martial arts tournament where we'll have to face one versus one." So there you go. That's that. And then we finally had the whole Nagumo thing, where Anokuji just pushed him and Nagumo tried to act smart, but Anokuji was like, "Yeah, don't mess with me," and that was it. Just punched him into unconsciousness. Right, and yeah, the final stage of this whole thing, the trap that apparently has been set for Anokuji. Anokuji is literally walking into the trap, knowing what's going to happen, and he's ready for whatever's going to come. So let's see. And yeah, let's begin episode number 16. I'll be putting the timer over here. Sync the timer to the original video and watch alongside my reaction. And yeah, let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Roll for desired future. Oh damn. Yeah, they'll literally hear themselves. Yeah. Now we're resorting to just kidnapping. He literally said that he found a place. Yeah, have you seen Koenji? Yeah. Well, it. Bro, what the hell is going on? I thought they were gonna. Bro's gonna fight him himself? That is crazy. I thought he was gonna at least use some students or something. He's like, yeah, let me fight you myself. Alright, what's this? Noon expulsion. K812. Oh, I see, I see. That's okay. Who's this? Ibuki? Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah? She wants to check. Because she has 131. Bruh. I don't think so. I don't think she cares. She's like, if this just stops her from bothering me again. What? Alright. Why is it? Yeah. But good point. Yeah, why are you? Alright. Yeah, here you go. Here's my point. There you go. You happy? Oh, Lord. Yeah. Oh, damn. Wow. Yeah. What? Hmm. Yeah. Well, she's been stalking him probably. Damn. Yeah. Damn. People like you. Wow. Uh. Oh. Yeah. Well. Yeah. He's trying to stall her for time. Oh. Oh. Damn. Yeah. She is a white room student, so. Ay, damn. Yeah. She did a faint. Well, she literally said that. She said that I'm still not. Whoa. Yeah. Bruh. Oh. Damn. Well, yeah. What? Oh. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, she has a good point. All right, here we go. But she's like, if I take both of you out. Yeah, that's what you. Okay. Damn. Damn. Hey, yo. But. Good lord. Wait, when one of you guys. I guess it's not possible for one of them to. Wow. That's all you have. Yeah, no strategy, no plan. Yeah, it's a good point. Right. Okay. Oh, damn. Oh, oh, damn. They actually. Wait, what happened? Yeah. I was gonna say, there was an injury in her stomach? Yeah. Wait, who? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has taken care of it already. He's fine. Like, this is him we're talking about. Wait, who's strong enough to injure her like that? Koenji? I don't think Koenji's gonna fight her. And Koenji has no reason to do it. He doesn't care about Ayano. Damn! Maybe one of the. Oh no. Good lord, what is happening? Good. Hmm. Oh wait, Horikita's here. Oh, you. Wait, was it her who did that to Ibuki? You not Ibuki. Ichi. Yeah. 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 Wait. Okay, so it's not her who injured Ichika. Right. Oh. 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 This is countering everything. Oh. Right. Wait, she does boxing? Nah. Ah, damn. Oh. Oh, damn. Oh. Damn. 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 Yeah. Wait. Is that yeah? You bring a taser to a fist fight? You know what? Tase him. Yeah. Oh, Chagashira Sensei is here. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. I guess. Hmm. Oh. Right. Yeah. I'll. Yeah. Family situation. All right. Mm. Right. Yeah. But ruins are going to help us anyways, right? But yeah. Ah, yeah. Chess chess match. The one where the chairman interfered. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Oh my god. All right, here we go. I don't. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Oh, those guys. 2A. Okay. 61. Oh, damn. Ruin. Oh no, 3. Okay, never mind. Oh, right. Yep. Well, he kept his promise to Horikita. Yeah. Now you cannot interfere with his, because she said I'm not going to interfere with your. True. Mm, yeah. Nagmutari. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. Right. Is that it? Oh. Yep. 15. I knew about this. Like I remember hearing the news that fifth season has been confirmed. All right. Okay. Well, there you go. That was episode number 16, right? Yeah. Now, um, this episode, this was the finale for the whole island exam, and finally, uh, we have reached class C. The whole trying to uh, not disqualify, but trying to expel Ainokoji, that whole thing also happened. Tsukishiro and the other dude, Shiba, what was his name? Shibata or something like that. Uh, they tried to do that, but with Kiryuin's help, Ainokoji was able to stop them and gain enough time for Chabashira Sensei to come in and take care of the situation. Now, only one thing I'm trying to figure out: who 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 attacked Ichikawa like that? Like, where did that injury come from? At first, I was thinking maybe it was Kiryuin or something. They had like a confrontation before, but then Kiryuin literally said like, "Oh, I haven't hit anyone before this," and I'm pretty sure she was not lying. Um, so it was not her. So who the hell is strong enough to do that kind of damage to Ichika? It wasn't obviously like she already like met with Anakoji. Obviously like, and someone who probably would have been on par or not on par, stronger than Ichika is Anakoji. But other than that, her being a White Room student, there shouldn't be enough people who's strong enough to deal that amount of injury to her. Okay, so here's the thing. Then again, another person came to my mind. It was Koenji, but then I was like, why the hell would even Koenji have a fight with her? It makes no sense. Like, he's one of the characters who literally doesn't care about anything. Not Anakoji, nobody. He just is like a free spirit. So, like, him beefing with Ichika makes no sense. So yeah, it's not Koenji. It's not Anakoji. Then I was thinking maybe Tsukishiro, which is possible. I don't know. Maybe like like he tried to I don't know what, like something, I'm not really sure. uh, or maybe there's someone who is as strong as Ichika here, and we didn't we still haven't figured that out. Who could that be? Okay, so here again, like I've talked about this before, um I still suspect Yagami, and one of the biggest reasons behind me suspecting Yagami is the fact that the White Room student we saw uh, at the beginning of this season, when Anakoji's name was brought up, that person seemed extremely pissed off. Ichika is completely opposite to that. She's obsessed with Anakoji. So Ichika was revealed to be the White Room student, but that makes me think she might be a White Room student, but she wasn't the student that we saw in the first episode where, that person got angry at Anakoji's name. So that would mean there's two White Room students. And they're just very cleverly just keeping this hidden. So if that is the case, that could explain who injured Ichika here. It might be the second White Room student, which I suspect is Yagami. Now, I'm not 100% sure because, like I said, there's a very small margin of people capable of injuring Ichika like this while she, because she's a White Room student. A lot of these characters automatically is like, I'm not thinking about it because, like I said, Koenji has no reason. Anakoji didn't fight her. Tsukishiro maybe. I'm not 100% sure. From the students, there's few other strong characters like what's his name? Maybe Ruin. Like, I don't think Ruin would be able to defeat Ichika. Like, just let's just say Ruin wasn't even able to defeat Hosen like 1 versus 1. So Hosen maybe, but then again, Hosen was literally getting beaten up while probably this was happening or something. So I don't think it's Hosen either. then who's the one who could hurt her like this? Am I missing something? Am I forgetting something that they showed in the previous episode? So yeah, anyways, you know what? I'm not going to think about this anymore. But I still do think Yagami is a suspect in some way or the other. You know, so that is still there in my head. Uh, yeah. Either way, we'll like let's just wait for season 5. I guess we'll see what's going on. I'm sure they're going to reveal it eventually. Okay. Now before that, a few other things happened. First and foremost, obviously Shukishiro and they were waiting for Anokoji. Then Horikita decided to you know come and try to help Anokoji, but then Ibuki like stopped her midway, and then we had the confrontation between them and Ichika. Now Ichika's thing, obviously here you can see Ichika's trying to rile up Horikita. At the same time, she was trying to kind of stall for time, because I'm assuming Sukishiro told her that, oh, stall for time while we are taking care of Ainokoji. So that's probably what she was doing. Um, you know, but she probably just didn't want to do it. That's why at the end she was like, ah, I give up. You guys go. Enough time has passed. Ainokoji senpai probably already took care of it. Something like that. But one thing we can see here, like, is that Ichika is trying to rile up Horikita, and she was like, "Oh, what can you do? Do you know anything about Ainokoji senpai? Like where he comes from, this and that. Like, why is he so strong? Like, you have no idea. Like, you cannot help him. You're not even capable of or strong enough to stand beside him, fight together with him. And all these things she was saying, and Horikita's like, yeah, like I do agree with that, and that's why I plan on becoming strong enough eventually, little by little. Now you can see one thing. This thing was pissing Ichika off so much, because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure, like, she was talking about all of this, but at the same time she was plenty aware of the fact that if there's someone that Ainokoji would probably rely on, it would be Horikita, and she obviously knows that. Knowingly, she was trying to rile up Horikita and trying to bring out these like things like, oh, you're not strong enough, you're not capable enough. But at the same time, in her head, she was probably very much aware of the fact that even if these were the cases, like, she genuinely wants to help Ainokoji, and if Ainokoji takes help from someone, it would probably be Horikita. And she's plenty aware of the fact. That was also probably pissing her off internally. I don't know. I'm just saying, because it is true. If you think about it, like, the only person I could imagine Ainokoji relying on, or kind of like, like asking for, not asking for help. I don't think he's going to ask anyone for help. But, someone that I can think about, the only person that I can think of, Ainokoji kind of relying on, is Horikita. There's no other people, because we've seen this multiple times. Ainokoji has relied on Horikita in a lot of situations, asking her for her opinion about a lot of things, this and that. Obviously, this is the reason behind this, is because he and Horikita are in the same class, and they both kind of have the same goal, of bringing the class towards the top. There was a situation in the middle where Ainokoji was like, "Oh, I'm not going to do anything anymore. I don't care about if this class goes to A or not. That is not my goal anymore." But up until where his and Horikita's goal aligned, and then later on as well, he kind of cooperated and relied on Horikita, because I'm pretty sure, because he knows that Horikita has like the same goal as that is make their class better, and move to class A. So, and and Horikita is kind of in a leaderish position, and that's why he kind of relies on her, because of the situation, whatever situation arises of the about the class. Horikita is like the perfect candidate to rely on for that. So that's why Anakoji relies on her, and everything. But still, I'm assuming Ichika was pretty pissed off about that. That's why you can see just trying to rile up Horikita. But whenever Horikita was countering her with her argument with something of her own, she was getting pissed off and she was like gritting her teeth and she's like, like, kind of like clicking her tongue and everything. It was annoying her because internally she knows that Ayanokoji do rely on Horikita while she's trying to kind of like, like rile Horikita up about the fact that she's kind of useless in this situation. Horikita wasn't falling for the bait, which was pissing her off as well, you know. So yeah, in the end, Ibuki kind of joins in and decides to help Horikita. And Horikita's like, yeah, if you want to be my rival, then you have to listen to me and we have to overcome this. Otherwise you're just going to get just kicked out and you won't even be able to have a like proper battle against me as my rival. So in the end those two cooperated. Now I did get a little bit surprised when these two were able to defeat Ichika. I'm like, okay, that's a bit weird. She's supposed to be the White Room student. like like I understand like these two were ganging up on her, but I'm 100% sure these two are nowhere near the amount of physical and technical prowess that is needed to take out a White Room student. So I was pretty surprised, and then I saw the injury, and I'm like, oh, it's because of that. Because of that injury, she was already like having trouble fighting, so she was able to keep up with these two even with that injury. That is insane. So if Ichika wasn't injured here, these two would have been child's play for her. I'm 100% sure. Because she's a White Room student. Like, I doubt she's as strong as Ayanokoji, but she's plenty strong. Just for the fact that she is a White Room student. So yeah, like I saw the injury, I was like, oh, because of that. Otherwise it would make no sense. I was a little bit surprised. I was like, how the hell did these two even like defeat her? Like, that seems impossible. Like, if she's a White Room student. But then yeah, like I said, the injury was the reason. She was already struggling enough fighting, and then like these two just gangs up on her. So yeah. Right. But like I said, I'm trying to think who the hell did that injury. Like what I'm not able to like figure out is that, like, sometimes this happens. Something gets revealed in the previous episodes and maybe like I forgot about it, or maybe like it kind of slipped my mind, or maybe my concentration wasn't that much, so I didn't properly clock it. So something happens in the next episode which ties up to the previous episode, and I'm not able to find the connection because of that, because I've forgotten either, or I wasn't properly able to connect the dots. I'm thinking if something like that happened, where maybe something was shown in the previous episodes which we can connect the dots with the injury, and I'm not able to because I probably forgot that, or maybe I myself wasn't able to connect the dots. That's what I'm thinking. Or is this like an actually a something that we will not have any answers for now, like who made that injury to her? I'm trying to figure that out, like if there's something in the previous episode which connects this, but I just cannot. That's why I'm thinking maybe this is someone else. Again, there's a very small margin of people who would actually be able to make her injured like that. Now anyways, moving on. In the end you can see she's like, oh yeah, whatever, go ahead, like like Ayanokoji senpai already took care of it probably by now. And so at first I was thinking Tsukishiro probably ordered her to stall for time, but now I've changed my mind. I think what happened was Ichika, like on her own violation, decided to stop these two from going there. But no, then again, she was also the one who wrote that, that parchment, in the parchment of paper, where to go for Horikita. So why would she do that to stop her? I have no idea. But like I said, I kind of changed my mind because I feel like there's a part of Ichika that was actually trying to stall these two because she knew that Ayanokoji would take care of Tsukishiro and that other dude. and she didn't want these two to see that, because obviously, like obviously Horikita does know that there's something weird about Ayanokoji. There's something about him which makes him exceptional, like physically, mentally, and everything. But like thinking that and seeing him literally fighting par, like to par with these two adult grown ass men while probably overpowering them is something completely different. That probably would have brought in a lot of questioning from Horikita and be like, who the hell are you? Like, like, how are you able to fight like this? Like, maybe that is why I think Ichika was trying to stop these two from going there, but I don't know. Like, because like I said, it is her. Like, it was revealed that it was her, right? Who Horikita literally says that you are the one who put this parchment of paper, and now you're trying to stop me. Like I don't understand that part either. Okay, so that was that, and then we had that whole Kiruin crashes the party. Anakoji's like, all right, like at least. Okay, just a second. All right, I'm back. So one other thing I have to check here is that so the battle happens. Tsukishiro and Ayanokoji. Tsukishiro brings out a taser, and Ayanokoji like counters that. And okay, so and then Chawashira Sensei comes in. Now he says at the end. So he says that tell Ichika. Yeah, can you take a message to Amasawa-san? Let's hear it. For failing to obey orders, you're being declared a failure. You may remain to the school at the school, or you depart as you wish. Yeah, so he says that for repeated failure of listening to orders, like you've been expelled from this, something like that. I'm doing the direct translation of his Japanese. Um, you can like leave or you can stay, whatever you want. So like what I'm trying to figure out from this is, yeah, so I'm assuming he's talking about the fact that he no, but I'm not sure. Like I feel like, because you know Ichika was kind of like, in a weird way, kind of like trying to help Ayanokoji, but at the same time she was also kind of trying to expel him. Like, so it was like a weird type of a balance she kind of created between those two, because a few of the things that she did kind of like was towards the fact that, oh, like she like, a few of the actions that she took made us think that she's trying to make sure Anakuji doesn't get expelled, but at the same time she was also trying to. So I remember one thing that Ichika said before. He said that like she doesn't want Anakoji to get expelled by anyone other than her. So I think it's probably something like that. Like she was like, yeah, I'm completely fine Anakoji senpai getting expelled, but it should be me who does that. I don't want anyone else other than that doing that and him getting expelled or something like that. So I think that is the reason why she was trying to, like, obviously she was under orders from Tsukishiro, I'm assuming. So she was like kind of like walking up like a fine balance between like maintaining and listening to Shukishiro's order, but at the same time making sure that Ayanokoji doesn't get expelled because of that. And that's why Shukishiro here says, for failing to obey orders, you've been declared a failure. So you can do whatever the hell you want. You know, something like that. So yeah, again, like a lot of things in this final episode is kind of unclear to me. And for example, like I said, it's continuously bothering me. Like, who did that injury to Ichika? Like, was it Tsukishiro? Because it is possible, because maybe like in the end Ichika, like he realized that, and but then again, I'm pretty sure Ichika was trying to like stall for time when like Tsukishiro and Anakuji were fighting, and I'm assuming that was under Tsukishiro's orders. Yeah, I don't know. You know, a few things are kind of confusing me here in this final episode. But there's another thing that was kind of highlighted here. Anagoji says that, were you even trying to expel me? And he's like, oh, you overestimate me. And if you think about it like that, yeah, like there, I don't know. I feel like if he really were like, all right, I have to, like, what's that word? Not eliminate. What? Expel Anakoji. I feel like Tsukishiro would have taken a lot other steps other than just this. Like, you know, like he wouldn't just leave these to the White Room students and just be like, all right, let's see, and then now, no, I feel like there could have been a lot of other steps he could have taken. Maybe, I don't know. And yeah, so what I was saying here is kind of making me think that I don't know, that maybe he, obviously he was doing his job. He was trying to expel Anakoji, but he just didn't give his all. Like Anakoji said, that you might be able to, you could have done something more. Were you even trying to expel me? Were you really trying to get me expelled? So yeah. Either way, who knows? Like, you know, like maybe Anakoji is right. Maybe he was not actually giving his all, and there was some other reason why he didn't give his all. Yeah, or maybe not. Maybe, as Tsukishiro says, that, oh, like, you know, you overestimate me. Like, I was giving my 100%, and maybe that is true. Yeah, but like the fact that Anakuji says that is kind of like making me think. Like, he wouldn't just say that randomly. Like, Anakuji, you know, like whatever he says is for a reason. Like, he must have felt something. Maybe while they were fighting, he must have felt something, and he realized that, oh, maybe, you know, like he's not giving his all, you know, and that's why he asked that question. Something like that. Who knows? Anyways, that's that. Right. And then in the end, we get to see the whole, like, you know, everyone who got expelled and the ones who won. Obviously, Koenji is number one. And now, as the Horikita made that deal with Koenji, I think the deal was basically, Horikita said that if you take number one, I won't bother you anymore. You can do whatever the hell you want to. Like, you know, like, and so, you know, he's just gonna be chilling from here onwards. You know, and doing, you know, like whatever. So yeah, that's what it is. So even though we got Koenji at his peak, this was literally so that he can just slack off from here onwards. He did this because of that. It's like, you know, one of those trump cards that you use, but you can only use them for one turn, and then it gets like a huge cooldown of like 20 turns or something. Coins is literally that. Now he's in cooldown period. Maybe in the future he might help us for some other reason, for some other situation. Maybe, you know, he will help us. But for now, he's in cooldown, and it's a big damn cooldown. I think. Right. Right. Okay. And what else? So, alright. Also, Class D stepped up to Class C, and yeah. Also, as they mentioned, Class B and Class C's points are very, very close to each other. Class B is like 578, and Class C is 571. So yeah, and then the hurdle increases tremendously. Like Class A sits at 1,206, like double the points. You know, so yeah, we might be able to overtake Class B, but overtaking Class A is probably going to not happen anytime soon. Um, who knows? We'll see. Okay, now a few other things happened. Ruin made a deal with Sakayanagi, which I was like, okay, wasn't Ruin going to help us either way? Because he said like his own students, like fate was entangled with that whole situation. Yeah, and was like, you had an agreement. I offered to grant Ruinkin one request in exchange for his mercenary work. Oh, she to okay, never mind. Okay, yeah, I completely misunderstood that. It's not that Ruin has like some sort. Takanagi is going to grant Ruin a request. Okay, so it's the reverse. Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, yeah, like why like would Ruin like yeah. Okay. Uh so in the same way, Ayanokoji also has like a debt to Sakanagi, and Sakanagi says that all I want is like a no interference battle between us. And obviously she doesn't mean fist fight or like martial arts. It's probably going to be chess because that's what we saw before. Before the interference happened, if you remember, in I think it was season 3, right? And that whole thing happened. So it's probably chess that she's talking about here, or something like that. Okay, right, and yeah, there you go. That's that. Now that's where it ended, and yeah, a few of the characters that we saw at the end, like Ichinose looking at Ayanokoji, because obviously Ichinose like confessed. We have Utomiya and that other girl. What was her name? I forgot her name. Yagami as well. Like I said, I'm still suspicious of Yagami. We have uh, Hosen. Like I feel like Hosen holds a grudge against Ryuan, and that's going to happen soon because obviously after getting eaten up like that, after getting jumped by multiple people, you know. Um, Nanase and Ichika make a like a what's that word? Like we get to see them at the end. Yeah, and that's where it ended. Hmm. Okay. Now one other thing I'm going to talk about the battle between Ayanokoji and like that whole section. Kirui now heard a lot of things. Like they were literally fighting and they were talking about the whole situation. So Kirui now knows that something extremely unusual is going on with Ayanokoji, and when she was like, "Yeah, what the hell is this?" and Ayanokoji's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's just family, like some family troubles." So obviously Kiruin has realized like something is going on, but as she says that I'm going to keep this quiet, like I'm not going to reveal this anywhere. Like you can be you don't have to worry about that. And while the battle did like began, Ayanokoji and Kiruin, as you can see, Kiruin was kind of fighting the other dude. What was his name? Shiba or Shiba, something like that. But as Ayanokoji says that in no way will you be able to like carry on fighting with these two. So at least just make sure to keep this other guy off of me while I deal with Tsukishiro. And that's exactly what she did. She did get like defeated at the end, as we see, but it was more than enough time for Ayanokoji to deal with Tsukishiro and Chabashira Sensei to come in. So, at the end of the day, it worked out. Right. Okay. Yeah, and there you go. That was it. Nothing else to talk about here. Is there anything else? No, that's it, right? Yeah. Yeah. And there you go. Now, that was that. Now, like I said, let me know in the comments if I'm forgetting something. If there's something that connects to Ichika's injury in maybe one of the previous episodes that I maybe have forgotten, and that's why I'm not able to connect the dots, and I don't know who kicked Ichika. That was a, that was a, that was not a punch. That imprint on her stomach is of a kick, right? Let me check. Just a minute. Yeah, I think it's a kick. Someone kicked her in the stomach. So she says I had a teeny little fight before the ones I had with you guys. So it is recent. It was a recent injury. It might be Tsukishiro. I don't know. I also it might be someone else. Who the hell? Who the hell would even? I have no idea. All right. Anyways, okay. Yeah. Okay. You know what? I might. Can I? If I go back to the previous episode, maybe here we get to see who. Because Ichika says like I had a little like fight before meeting you guys. So maybe in the previous episode we can. I've gone to the previous episode. I'm checking the scenes. Uh, is there any part of the previous episode where Ichika comes up? No, no, I'm not seeing any of that. Hmm. No, I'm not really sure. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I think it is Yagami. Again, I did kind of suspect him, but then I kind of thought that maybe it was Sugishiro. But I think it is Yagami because if you think about it, Yagami was definitely the one who leaked that information about Kushida and told Ichika where she was going to be. That's why Ichika confronted Kushida because Yagami was the only one who knew, who kind of like manipulated the whole situation to make Kushida go and try to snap the picture between Ayanokoji and Nanase. But at the same time, he also like kind of leaked that information to those two, Utomiya and them, and then so Yagami is like obviously I've said this from the very beginning. He's manipulating a lot of things from the background, and he was the reason behind Ichika, I think, going and confronting Kushida over there. So at the uh, in the same way, I feel like here maybe they had a confrontation at the very end. Um, Ichika and Yagami, and Yagami is the one who dealt that damage to her. And yeah, if that is the case, I'm like, I was already 80% sure that there is probably a second White Room student. I would be 100% sure because anyone who's able to deal that much amount of damage to a White Room student is another White Room student. You know? So if it's not Anakoji, then that would mean there's another White Room student who they're kind of hiding. And they're trying to put like, like make us fall into this false sense of security where we are like, oh, the white room student, as we saw at the end, Tsukishiro was like, oh, you're done, do whatever the hell you want, you failed. So they're trying to put us in this false sense of security where we're like, oh, the white room student is not now kind of like, disqualified, I guess, so she won't be a trouble anymore. But lo and behold, they're going to reveal in the next season that there's another white room student actually, which is Yagami. And so the threat still isn't gone, that type of thing. Maybe. Yeah. Anyways, whatever it is, let's wait and see. Yeah, season 5, which is probably going to happen next year or something. So yeah, so that is it. That was my reaction to the final episode of Classroom of the Elite season 4. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, and comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That is it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video, whatever new animes I'm going to react to for the next season. I'll see you guys there. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.